to Smiling Souls.
Smiling souls.
Yay! With Wendy Taddeucci. Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Say it,
Oh, well, if you want,
Taddeucci.
sure.
No, that's not right either.
No, honest to
No,
God,
tell me.
however it comes out. Taddeucci, Taddeucci.
But how do you say it? Or your husband say it?
I say it in a variety of ways. So
Oh, okay.
there's
So
there's no right or wrong. And you have to pronounce your last name because for whatever reason, I always screw that up. So fun fact.
Stephanie Keenan Re. So in other words, we are just Wendy and Steph because
Yeah,
last names are difficult in
last
this
names are
show.
hard.
Yeah.
So we are just Wendy and Steph.
Yeah. So we are here to start our podcast that is all about helping others, particularly those who are feeling overwhelmed, who are caretakers of kids, parents, dogs, husbands, God knows what else. Um,
And you're sandwiched.
and you're sandwiched and smushed and pressed, and you've also got a job and you've got all the things, and there's stress and there's piles, and good Lord, we want to create a little ease in your life, a little fun. We want to empower you with some tools, simple, easy tools that can help shift things, help you get unstuck
And help you
and
smile.
smile and have some joy and some fun while we're doing it.
And some laughter. And it might
Yeah,
be at our expense, and that's okay.
exactly. We laugh at all sorts of silly things. So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
can
go.
we talk about the date and the number?
Yes.
Because this is going down in history, babe.
So, yes, we are pre-recording this. It is June 6th, 2024.
Mhm.
Um,
And when you
before
ran the
we
numbers, didn't run the numbers, but when you ran the numerology.
we're not running bets, we're running the numbers for the numerology.
Right.
For numerology, it adds up to 18, and the number 18 is all about abundance, manifestation, and self-determination. So, yeah,
So here we go.
here we go.
And we invite you to come along on the ride with us because we don't know where this is going to end up, but we think it's going to be pretty damn amazing.
Yes,
So join us.
definitely. So, yeah, so we are happy to have you on the ride with us. So we figure this is our first episode. We're going to introduce ourselves, introduce who we are, what we do. And I kind of gave you a sum up of what we hope to do with this podcast presently.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
And yeah, and then we're going to have some fun.
And by the way, sorry about that. You're going to find this happening all the time with me because this is just my brain. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So Stephanie talked about the smiling part. We want to have you smile and laugh, and if it's at our expense, great. And the souls, right? So speaking of souls, we're going to draw some cards, right?
Yes, I totally forgot about that part.
Kind of thought you might have.
Thank you.
So do you want to tell us what you're drawing?
So I was going to draw from my Angel Messages deck.
Okay.
I just figured these are like, they have little sayings on each one, so we don't have to really dive deep and read the book because I am a terrible reader. When I have to read out loud to people, I stumble and get nervous. So,
and that's okay.
It is.
We all have our nervousness, our things.
Yep.
It's all good.
So I'm just gonna shuffle my cards here. They're cute little, they're kind of fun. They have like cute pictures on them.
They almost look like dollar bills.
They do. They're weird.
It's interesting.
I'm attached to my headphones to the computer and I almost like took myself out there.
And the podcast ends.
Exactly. Before it's begun. All right. So we've got this guy. It is number 31. And it says, trust your angels to guide you through the doors of self-knowledge.
Okay. That's pretty dang cool. So I have already pulled a card. This is part of my practice in the morning. I pull a card. And so this is the one and only deck I have right now. The Love and Light 45, 40, 44, good Lord, 44 Divine Guidance Cards and Guidebook. And so I pulled this one. Be the powerful presence of peace. I couldn't read it because it's flipped on the screen. So here you go. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Not that, okay, yeah, I was a little bit nervous about this. And I leaned into, you know what, let's have fun. And that's what Stephanie said too. You know, she's like, let's just have fun with this. And that just immediately gave me that, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, we've got the cards out of the way. What do we want to do now?
Well, I was just thinking that basically both of our cards were saying to trust our guides, trust our angels, trust our God, whoever we believe in. And obviously trust in this journey, and even for a message for the listeners, I'm sure trust is a key thing. Like, you've got to just trust that the universe has got you even in your most challenging moment, right?
Oh my. I'm oh mying because I just was writing about intuitive caregiving.
Yes.
And how when you lean into your intuition and into your gut and into divine guidance, it just makes, you know, caregiving, looking after someone, whatever, however you want to say it, so much easier. But that's a subject for another time. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So let's start with you, Wendy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. All right.
Who are you? Where are you from? What?
Who are you? Where are you from? Long time listener, first time caller. Sorry. So I am, who am I? I am a daughter. I'm a wife. I'm an auntie. I'm a godmother. Someone said once before, you're a goddess mother. I'll cop to that. I'm a goddess mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a business owner. I'm all the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how I got into what I'm doing, by the way, you're like, what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
Side note, I tend to swear a lot. It's just me. You know, it might be edited out. It might not.
No.
So just, you know, you're welcome. We're all adults here. I hope this is not content for kids. So here we go. So how I got into what I'm doing is what I do is I support women that are in the sandwich generation and are feeling squished like a panini.
Mm-hmm.
So I help them to not feel like a panini and lean into their intuition so that they can, so that you can take good care of yourself and do things for yourself. And by the way, that does not mean you're selfish. That means that since you're taking such good care of yourself, you're up-leveling your caregiving. You're looking after other people, right?
Yep.
Anyway, why I do that is because of my past. And so when I was 6 years old, my dad passed away. I know, Debbie Downer right away. Anyway, it is what it is. My dad passed away because he was taking care of his mother, so my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
She passed away when I was 5. Shortly thereafter, he went to the doctor because he was sick while he was taking care of her. He knew this. He didn't go to the doctor. After she passed, he went to the doctor. He was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. All through this time, I don't know for how long, he was taking grandma's prescription pain medication to just push through and right. So obviously, mom didn't tell me all this when I was 6. She waited till I was probably 19, 20, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when she told me, I was like, you know what? If there's ever a point in my life where I can help someone like my dad, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, put this in my 19-year-old brain. And of course, at 19, I didn't know how to tie my own shoes. Right. And so you just kind of go on with life. And then my mom, when I was 36 years old, fell third time, it was bad. And that's when I became her caregiver, her care decider, right? Her
Yeah.
looker after person. Was not ready for it.
No.
It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Got myself really sick. And I realized I was in kind of the same spot my dad was in, which reminded me, yeah, you were going to help people like your dad. And by the way, now like yourself. And at that point, I had already finished my coach training. And so I was like, okay, well, great. I have the tools to do this now. And so that's how I got started. And so that's me. I also kind of want to talk about how we met and collaborated.
Yeah.
But that's me. I want to throw it over to Steph. So tell us about you.
Okay, so I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts. I grew up here. I'm a mom of a fantastic little 9-year-old boy. I have a dog and a cat who also are awesome. And I yeah, I have always been into wellness and natural healing since I was a child. When I was in 6th grade, my mom and I were in a car accident, and a couple months later, her shoulder froze. So, my sister's friend worked at a chiropractor's office and said, "Come in, bring Stephanie, just make sure everything's okay." Turns out we both had like slip discs in our neck and our lower back from this car accident. And so I started seeing the chiropractor on a regular basis, getting certain treatments as well, like traction for my neck. Mine was mostly, it was my neck and my lower back. My mom's was a lot of the neck because of that's what was pressing on the nerves, making it so she couldn't lift her arm. She did retail at the time, so she couldn't even reach up and pull the clothes down from the racks, And so watching her do chiropractic and PT, I watched her heal naturally from an incident that the hospital told her was there. She was perfectly fine and like told her to go home. Like, you're cool. So I was blown away by that. And I immediately at, however old you are in 6th grade, I was like, I want to run off and be a chiropractor. And, and I couldn't do that. So I was like, well, what can I do to start helping people now? So I got myself a book of reflexology. I don't even remember how I got my hands on a book of reflexology, but I did. 6th grade. I taught myself reflexology, and I would sit on the floor and massage my dad's feet. And he would occasionally get kidney stones because he has one kidney that lays sideways. So like I would do the reflexology and help him pass these kidney stones. And that was like so rewarding because he said that in me doing that, it helped it pass faster and hurt less and all these things.
In the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Here's what you're doing.
Yeah. So then I just kept learning things. Like I'm teaching myself about chakras. I'm learning about energy work. And it was just like little picking of information as I go. And in college, I went off to college thinking I'm going to be a chiropractor. And I went to a teeny tiny school where half the kids in the biology department were grad students in my classes. So it was really difficult. The level was a lot higher than if I had chosen to go to like a state school with 400 other people in my class, and I got to organic chemistry and discovered I'm not going to pass. So I became an English major just to become a major of something. And I really didn't know where I was going. Like I, for the longest time, said that I was a Renaissance woman because I knew a lot of little things about many topics, but I wasn't like specific about anything, And then fast forward 20-ish years, like at about 43, suddenly it all fell into place. COVID happened. I left my desk job. Well, I got furloughed from my desk job, and I finally went back to aesthetics. I had gotten licensed in aesthetics in 2007. and right as the economy tanked. So, that's great. But I had kept my license and I was working on friends and family. And as I was educating on essential oils, I started to share more about skin and wellness from the inside out. And all those little things that I had learned along the way were starting to play a role. And so when I got furloughed, I got an opportunity to work in a spa room. I started teaching a class virtually that had to do with the wellness from the inside out.
Yeah.
And that kind of created a coaching program that I started where I do virtual skin coaching. I still educate on the essential oils. I also have a room in Worcester where I do skincare. So it all kind of came about, and finally at like 43 it made sense, and 3 years later I am like so happy. And now we're on new journeys of helping people in different ways. So yeah,
we are. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about this, but you talk about everything coming together and at 43, right?
43. Yeah.
Do you think if everything had come together when you were 23, it would have been the same experience? No.
Nah. I have to say it was so incredible going back into the spa room in 2020, which first off sounds so bizarre, right? Like who goes and starts working in a spa again in the year of June of 2020, right?
Yeah.
But Stephanie does everything by her own drumbeat.
Girl,
and
this is why we get along so well.
Exactly. But the difference of 27-year-old Stephanie, who had just gotten her license as an esthetician, and 43-year-old Stephanie was so different. When I got into aesthetics, I'd been doing catering for a really long time. I was sick of humans and I wanted to make people feel good. I wanted to be using those talents I had. Ultimately, I saw myself working on a resort, someplace tropical where people were coming on a regular basis. So I didn't have to work on a clientele. I just had to take care of the guests, right? But I really just wanted to do spa therapy. So treatments, body treatments, and facials is what I was thinking. I honestly had never seen an esthetician. I didn't really know what we did. Google didn't exist back then, so I think I asked Jeeves, like, what right? What is an esthetician do, or how do you get into spa therapy or something like that? And a school in just north of Boston popped up. So I was like, oh, cool. I get it. I apply. I'm all excited. I did not realize I had to learn how to wax people's bodies and faces.
I thought you were going to say butt.
And butts, yes, that too. And I'm an apologizer. I don't like hurting people. I like healing people. So at 27, every time I ripped a piece of wax off somebody, particularly on body waxing, I'd be like, I apologized all the time. And people were like, I'm paying you. It's okay. It's not a problem. Like I knew what I was getting into. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And like just the confidence level was not there. And at 43, I go in, I start doing things, and I had just so much more confidence. I now only apologize if I truly know I'm hurting somebody, and then I'm like, I'm sorry. And they're like, it's okay. It's all good.
I have many weird questions about that.
Go for it. Let's do it. Let's be us.
No.
Okay.
No, trust me. That might be a whole other episode.
Okay.
When you were talking about your experience, this we're not numerologists, but for some reason this is coming up today. Did you notice? So my journey started when I was 6. Your journey started when you were in the sixth grade.
That's weird.
Coinky dink?
Coinky dink.
Probably not. Okay. Yay.
Wow, that's weird.
Way, we kind of dress alike. We did not plan this. We just kind of both showed up and went, oh, we're both wearing blue.
Yep. Yeah. And similar shaped shirts. But let's see. What do you find to be your like one of your clients' biggest challenges?
Name it. So here's the interesting thing that I'm realizing the deeper I get into this.
Mm-hmm.
It's varied. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on a lot of things. It depends
Mm-hmm.
on um the relationship you have with your loved one, and typically it's your parent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this: if you have had a bad relationship with your parent, then your challenge could be, "Ugh, I do not want to be here. I do not want to be here for this woman. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be here for my mother. And I'm making the decision to be here for her, not for her, but for me." Right. So
Okay.
it could be that. If you have a great relationship with your mom and you want to do all the things for her, and then you do all the things for her and you find yourself like, I feel like shit. I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm frustrated, not with her, but just right with all the things that come along with it. Like running your business, working full time. I've got a husband or a partner I want to pay attention to and spend time with. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm pulled in so many different directions. I've got a son, right? Um, so it's that. A lot of times I hear, I just don't have time,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a big one. Um, yeah, so it
It's that
depends.
stress thing though. It's the big thing.
It's the stress. It's I've heard I feel squashed flat,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Total
Uh,
exhaustion.
those are total exhaustion. Those are the big ones.
Yeah. Yeah. That
But
makes
it's
sense.
so layered. It's
Mm-hmm.
so layered. And so you start with, I don't have time. I'm frustrated. I'm exhausted. And then you dive down a little bit. Ooh, guilt shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel guilty. You dig a little bit deeper. I'm really anxious, right?
Yep.
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot, right?
How about for you? What are your clients' biggest challenges?
I think so it's interesting. Again, there's levels to it.
Mhm.
Personally, so my thing is to teach people to embrace their natural beauty, learn to shine in their natural beauty, and take care of themselves from the inside out. Um, Embracing that natural beauty and learning to shine in that is really hard, which is more of a mindset piece than
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah.
Depending on how they've looked at themselves for 40 something plus years really gauges what they see in the mirror versus what I see.
Mm.
Let alone all the things that the expectations they think they should have of what means to be beautiful. So there's a big mindset piece. And then just I find that a lot of times they want the quick, like, give me the cream that's gonna fix my face. And it's not about that. It's about really working from the inside out, making sure you're eating right, you're taking care of your stress levels, you're sleeping. That is huge. And becomes challenging when you hit menopause. And
We're going to talk about that in this podcast, Lori.
and yeah, lots of other things like that. So um yeah, but I'd say probably the mindset piece is probably one of the hardest
Mhm.
to deal with and help them overcome. But as they learn how to take care of themselves and how to care for their skin naturally with especially with really simple products that sometimes they can even make with things they have in their own kitchen, it just builds this confidence. Like, I know what to do. I know how to take care of myself and it's natural. I know what's in it. I know what's going on my body and in my face, on my face. And so that like builds this unique confidence that's totally different. And, as they see their skin heal or whatever the case may be. You know, a lot of times it's people who have like eczema on top of the aging process, you know, that tends to be the ones that really see that transformation and that confidence boost, you know, because it just takes you down when you've got a lovely case of eczema.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
as you're talking, I go back to your story and
Mm-hmm.
how like the 23-year-old you was like apologizing for everything, and then you
Mm-hmm.
ruin your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are,
Yeah.
like just you're in there, you're doing it because you're so confident. And it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like that's the same thing that
Trying to
you help
teach
your
people.
clients with.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
say
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So do you want to share how we met each other, how we learned each other?
Are we learning each other? Yes, and I'm gonna look for the picture on my phone
Oh
unless you
yeah.
can find it quicker.
Quickler.
Boy,
Well,
quicker than I can.
I'm just gonna grab Fernando. So this is
Fernando.
Fernando. He is our fabulous llama.
Yeah.
So basically, Wendy and I are part of a women's connection company called Polka Dot Powerhouse. And it is an organization, that international organization that brings women together to build friendship, sisterhood, connection. From that connection, collaborations happen like this amazing podcast.
One.
Um, and it's a place where you can build these friendships and grow together. And sometimes it's just friendship you're looking for, but other times from those friendships comes business or comes referrals or things like that. So it's kind of networking and connection all at the same time. We met on a bunch of Zooms, international Zooms, because Wendy is in Indiana and I'm in Massachusetts. So we aren't local to each other, but we kept seeing each other on Zooms, and eventually we did have a private Zoom together and get to know each other. And we started kind of collaborating. We did a podcast with another wonderful
Yeah,
dot
with the
from
show.
Canada, and we just have done a couple things together. And at the annual celebration where we all come together for like a convention type thing, Wendy was there, and she had a vendor table, and she was raffling off this amazingly cute little llama. And we love llamas in Polka Dot Powerhouse because they're
We
no drama
do.
llamas, and that's what we are. And
I'm still trying to look for the picture, by the way.
yeah.
You're doing a
And
great job.
Fernando became my best buddy. But the funny part of
There's
it
a
is,
story behind that one.
oh yeah. So I was volunteering the first morning of the big celebration thing, and I was
Yeah.
volunteering that morning to help the
We
vendor set
walked
up
in
their
together,
tables.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's setting up her table, and I'm just kind of walking around like, does anybody need any help? And chatting with somebody over here. And then I come over and she's setting up her raffle thing, and she's got this adorable
Which is
llama,
Fernando.
Fernando.
Oh,
And I looked at her and I was like, I am gonna win that llama.
you're pretty confident.
I was like, I am gonna win him because he is awesome. And I like, I think I even jokingly said it like, you know, hook it up, dude. But I really
And I'm like, oh, you think so, huh?
exactly, that was your exact response. Oh, you
Like,
think so? Whatever, lady. Now I'm gonna hand it over to you. You have to talk while you scroll.
oh God, well, this could be dangerous. So I don't know why I can't find this.
Okay.
Yes. So I thought, oh my gosh, she's so funny. Right. And then the day got started and things were moving. And then it came time for the first raffle prize. And so I pick up Fernando. Oh no, here's what I did. Knew that I had to draw a name. So a couple of dots were standing around the table. And I said, look, I'm gonna like be totally transparent with this. And I got my basket of names and I pulled it out. I said, you're gonna witness this. And I jammed my hand all the way in there. And I reached in and I pulled out a paper and I looked and I'm like, oh, for Pete's sake, it's Stephanie. She won. And I'm just dying laughing. And so when she picked up her llama, for Pete's sake, I still can't find the picture, so we'll just keep talking until we find it. But that's like the next piece of this
Real connection, right?
yeah, so it was Michelle's podcast. We kind of knew each other from that. We kind of knew each other from Dots. And then like that connection and that at Celebration, that was the next piece. And then I don't know what we did from there to get here. It was something else.
Our class that we did.
Oh my gosh, yes. Our class and our collaboration. And full disclosure, we had one person sign up.
Yeah. But it was great.
It was great because we got to know each other even more, and we got to understand how we each worked, and we found there was a lot of synchronicity there.
Yes.
And then how did this get born?
Well, so I proposed that we do a retreat. And then somehow I think we both talked about the fact that we want to do a podcast, but like we'd been thinking about it for a while.
Yes. And I didn't want to do it by myself.
Exactly. And I needed that partnership to kick me in the butt, because otherwise I was just going to be like, let's wait another day.
Yeah,
and
same for me.
So
Absolutely.
we just were like, let's do this.
Yeah.
So we started researching it and
here we are.
Brainstorming, and here we are. Yeah.
And
so
here we are. And it's all because of a llama.
Yeah. Well, we'll put the picture of the llama in the show notes or something, because we're not going to find the llama. But Fernando is our buddy, and he makes appearances, and he sits next to my desk, just like Fernando, what's yours named?
I don't
He doesn't have a name.
No. I know.
Bad llama mama.
I know. I'm a bad mama, and I just cannot. I'm going to sit this down because I can't find it. Anyhow,
Exactly.
Distracting. I know Stephanie's going, put the freaking phone down. Okay. So now what do we want to do?
You know what's coming. Rapid fire.
Oh, that wasn't rapid fire?
No. You want some rapid fire? So what you're going to do is you're going to answer as quick as you can. Just tell me what comes to the top of mind, okay, when I ask you these questions.
I kind of wish I had looked at the questions. But go ahead.
No, it's not allowed.
All right.
What was your mother right about?
Oh, yeah, we talked about this. I can't pinpoint anything specifically, but as I get older, I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can pinpoint something specifically. Mother was right about eating dinner at a certain time and not 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to eat dinner at 9 p.m., 10 o'clock, and go to bed, and everything's fine. As I get older, if I eat past 7 p.m., there are problems. I don't sleep. I get the acid reflux. So yeah, Mom's right about that.
Mom was right about that. What is your favorite day of the week?
Monday.
Why?
I don't schedule anything on Monday.
Oh, okay.
I like to just kind of chill out and flow into the week. So I don't schedule a damn thing on Monday.
Groovy. I'm discovering more and more people do that.
Really?
Yeah. What is your favorite U.S. city other than the one you live in? Not that you live in a city, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, small town. My favorite city? Hawaii. No,
Honolulu.
City. Not Honolulu because it's crazy.
Cool.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think of the name of the city. A small city in Hawaii, and I'm blanking out on it.
Which island?
Oh yeah.
Kauai,
Maui. Oahu. North Shore.
Okay, we'll just say North Shore.
It's very chill. It's very
groovy. What was your favorite childhood TV show? And I know there's so many to choose from, right? I can't even pick on that one, but
I want to say all of them. I watched a lot.
Give me your top 3.
Okay, so no, I'll give you one because that's all my brain can handle. Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. Okay, groovy.
I love
Favorite
that she says groovy.
I
I
do.
love it. It's awesome. Sorry.
Favorite weird smell. Something that other people would be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Favorite weird smell. The smell of exhaust.
Okay. Yep. Whoa. Would you go on a date with yourself, like to the movies or to dinner?
Yeah, sure.
Have you?
No. Well, I've eaten lunch by myself, possibly dinner. So I have done that, but I've not
Okay.
taken myself to a movie.
It amazes me how many people have not done that. So that's
Yeah. Yeah.
why I had to
Good
ask.
questions.
When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the boots and the lasso and the
Yeah,
fun,
the shields.
the tiara.
What were you scared of as a child?
Everything.
I knew that was going to be your
No
answer.
kidding. Every freaking thing.
Okay. If you could transform into an animal, what would it be?
Oh. Hmm. I would be a very spoiled house cat.
Growing up, we used to say we wanted to come back as either my grandparents' cat or dog. They're the most
Spoiled.
spoiled, wonderful,
Yeah.
well taken
Yeah.
care of
You
creatures.
get naps all day. You get what do you want it? Why not?
Yeah. Would you rather have regrets about action or inaction?
Oh, action, which I do
Nice.
on the daily.
Excellent. So that's your rapid fire.
Okay. A little sweaty after that. Lord, I should have looked at no, this is fine. It was good. So now I'm gonna look at the questions. Ah, here we are. Wait. Oh, you spaced them out.
I'm good like that.
I feel like asking different questions.
Go
but
for it. Ask whatever you want.
Really?
Go for it.
I don't know. Okay, so let's look at the aha. Okay. What was your dad write about?
Oh, I mean, he's a very smart dude. Um, I'm trying to find the words he used to use,
Yeah.
but situational awareness. That is what he used to say to us all the time.
Situational. So what does that mean?
Situational awareness. So he is a helicopter pilot and a safety examiner and a teacher of that, and he speaks about safety and
Oh
stuff.
my God.
And so growing up with a safety examiner and whatnot around you, and as a helicopter pilot, you have to be aware of your situation all around you at all times.
Oh my God.
And particularly my sister, but occasionally me, would not be so situationally aware. And so I just remember hearing in my ears all the time, Michelle, situational awareness. And then the other thing that had to do with situational awareness was he had a dot on the face of his watch, like right at the 12 o'clock. And it was to like help with situational awareness. I don't know why. But yeah, that's and I do have to say, because of that, I've always kind of been an observer type person, but I've always been the kid that's like paying attention to what's going on around me. Like when I lived in the city, people would be like, late 90s, early 2000s, walking around Boston, you'd have your headphones in, and a lot of people were like, don't wear your headphones when you're walking.
Right.
And I'd be like, nah, I can still do it, because I kept the volume super low so that I could still hear what was going on around me. And I was still keeping track of everything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's another thing we have in common, just saying, because as a kid, I noticed everything. That was so interesting. Okay. Different question. Who was your teenage crush? Celebrity
crush. So, which is really funny because I wanted to ask you that. My bedroom door I made it into a masterpiece of a collage of all the
Of
people.
okay, who's the one?
Can I give you two, three?
All right.
All right. So, I mean, when I was 3, I told my mother I was going to marry Sting, and that one has been consistent my whole
Dang.
life. Sting
Okay.
is gorge. But and for so many reasons. But uh I definitely loved The Edge from U2.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Jason Bateman. 100% from when
Really?
he was a wee little man
Still
to today.
now with the wrinkles and
He's
the
gorgeous.
yeah.
Shaggy
Yeah.
hair always and just adorable.
Jason Bateman. Oh, how
Mhm.
funny. Okay. And Sting.
And
And the
Sting.
guy from YouTube, Edge, the Edge.
The Edge, the guitarist with the hat. He always wore the hat.
That's so interesting.
Although I
Okay.
will say the Edge has changed. I no longer love the Edge the most from U2.
Okay.
Larry, no, not Larry. Sorry, Adam Clayton, the bass player.
Okay.
Oh my God, he is a silver fox now, and whoo,
Silver Fox. I
never
love
would
that.
have thought that Adam would be my man, but he's my man.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite fragrance smell? Like, what is that?
Aroma.
Aroma.
Um, mm, Blue tansy. It is a gorgeous aroma from a
That,
flower.
that must be an essential oil.
It is. It is.
Tansy. Tansy.
Tansy. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. All right. What were you afraid of as a child?
The drunk pink elephants from Dumbo. It's the one recurring nightmare that sent me to my parents' bed.
Okay. Very interesting. And by the way, fun fact, I can hone in on what really scared me as a child. Anybody remember the Kiss Halloween special?
Kind
Yeah.
of.
My mom let me watch that when I was like, I don't know, 6, 7. I don't think I
Gene
slept.
Simmons scared the crap out of you.
Yeah, I don't think I slept from 7 to like 15. Okay. What is your biggest regret so far?
Biggest regret.
Yeah.
Well, it seems weird, but I kind of wish one that I knew what I could have done with microbiology,
Mhm.
and two that
Mm.
I stayed a biology major and did something with microbiology because it was the one science I got. I don't know if I got an A, but I got a really good grade in microbiology in college, and I freaking loved it. And now I know that I could have been like a CSI. I could have done like all sorts of cool things with microbiology.
Well, you are all sorts of cool things, even without
I
the
know.
microbiology. Just
And
saying.
I'm a big dork when it comes to my essential oils. It's all about the science. So,
It is all about the science. By the way, she
yeah.
did a fantastic class on the holy oils.
Holy oils. Yeah.
Oh my God, I just geeked out like a crazy person on that. Okay, so I had a question and I lost it. Oh, yeah. What's your theme song?
My theme song.
What's your theme
Oh,
song?
good Lord. Right now, it's a U2 song
Of
called
course it
Red
is.
called Red Flag Day. It's just like it's all about like kind of, well, there's more to, like, there's a lot to it, but I love it because it kind of has that feel of like, you're going out on the ocean on a red flag day, right? And so it's dangerous, right? And
Really?
it has this amazing energy that just gets you going and gets you motivated. And it's,
Huh.
yeah, there's a lot to the backstory of what that song is truly about, but I just love that song so much. It's one of my, like, if I need to get out of a funk, that's what you put on.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to tell you something about this.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite all-time songs is not my theme song, but it's Southern Cross Crosby,
Okay.
Stills, Nash, which is not about a cross. It's about a boat, right? So interesting that we both have that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my. Okay. What do you want to do now in terms of, because we can, Stephanie and I can talk for days, but we knew there had to be an end to the first podcast episode. So I kind of was thinking, should we give a little glimpse about what we think we're going to talk about in the podcast and then wrap up? What do you think? What should we do?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay.
So yeah, you go.
I think what we're going to talk about are many different things. Like, for instance, Stephanie and I, Lord, I can't talk, are in kind of the same age group, right?
Mhm.
So we're going to be talking about perimenopause, menopause, hot flashes, all that
Mhm.
good stuff.
Mhm.
Other things that I won't necessarily mention just yet, but just hang on because it's going to get more interesting and funny. We're going to talk about spirituality. We're
Mhm.
going to talk about a lot of woo.
Mhm.
Because I'm diving into that. Stephanie is all about the woo.
Mhm.
What else are we going to talk about? What's coming up for you?
I think wellness stuff,
Right,
just
mindset.
how can we
Yep.
support you as somebody experiencing challenges and struggles, so that you can show up better, right? And hopefully we'll get some amazing guests who can speak to that, who can share their tools, their knowledge, and it may be in some realm of any of those things that Wendy just talked about. So yeah, and along the way, obviously, there'll be times that will probably just be us talking and sharing stories and
Right.
kind of being us.
Just being us. This
And
is
then
us.
there's going to be the times where we'll have some interviews and whatnot. So
Absolutely. And we're
yeah.
also absolutely going to talk about being in the sandwich generation and what that means and what it feels like, and also like how to cope and how to navigate that, how to navigate being a caretaker, whatever that looks like, whatever spot you're in on your journey, beginning, middle, last, whatever.
Yeah.
So wait, this is the last, like we did it.
We did it. We just
survived.
did our first episode. We survived it. It's amazing. How you feeling?
I'm sweaty, but I'm also 50. So there you go.
Oh, I'm
How are you
feeling
feeling?
good. Feeling
You feeling
good.
good? You're
Yeah.
not sweaty?
I mean, luckily I put a fan on me, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Do differently next time. Wendy, put a fan on yourself.
All right. Well, that is Smiling Souls, right?
See you next time.
See you next time.